So, welcome everyone. So, today we are going to explore something that might change the way you understand yourself. We are going to talk about your inner child. And before you roll your eyes and think, oh, another woolly concept, just stay with me. Because I'm going to show you how this isn't just psychology talk, it lives in your body right now. And once you see that, everything shifts. In my own experience, I've noticed something fascinating. Now, when people experience anxiety with relationship patterns that keep repeating, with that nagging feeling that something is off, but they can't quite put their finger on it, very often we end up finding a younger version of ourselves who's been waiting patiently or not so patiently just to be heard. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. This inner child doesn't just live in your memories or your thoughts. They live in your body, in the way you hold your shoulders, in that knot in your stomach when someone raises their voice, in that urge to people please, or to disappear, or to be perfect all the time. That's why today we are going to bring together inner child work and somatic therapy. We are going to speak to this younger part of you, not just with words, but through the body, because that's where the real healing happens. Now, let me simplify this a little bit. Now, your inner child is simply the part of you that formed when you were young, and it holds all your experiences, the good ones and the difficult ones. It carries the beliefs you developed about yourself, about relationships, about the world before you had the language or the cognitive development to question them. Think about it for a second. When you were 3 or 5 or 7 years old, you were already forming your understanding of how the world works. And you were doing it with a child's brain. A brain that couldn't say, oh, mom's stressed today because she's worried about money. It's not about me. Instead, the child's brain may have said, mom is angry. I must have done something and I need to be better. And that belief, I need to be better to be loved, it didn't stay in childhood. It came with you. It's been running in the background like an app you forgot to close, draining your battery for decades. Now, there is a phrase you might have heard, the body keeps the score. It's the title of a brilliant book, and it's almost become a mantra now in so-called trauma-informed circles. But what does it actually mean? It means that our experiences, especially overwhelming ones, don't just get filled away in the memory banks of our brain. They get stored in our tissues, our muscles, our posture, our breath patterns, and our nervous system responses. You might not consciously remember being left at the nursery for the first time, screaming as your mother walked away. But your body might remember that too. It might show up as a tightening in your throat every time someone you love leaves the room. A subtle contraction you felt so many times now that you don't even notice it. Or maybe you grew up in a household with a lot of anger, a lot of shouting. Your little nervous system learned loud noises mean danger. I need to make myself small. I need to be not seen. And now, decades later, in situations that are not dangerous at all, Your shoulders still creep up to your ears. You still hold your breath. And you still feel that urge to shrink. This possibly is your inner child, speaking through your body, not through words. Children don't often have the words, but through sensation, posture, and through the language of the body. Now, to be clear, I'm only talking from my own personal and professional experience and not dismissing any sort of therapy. Understanding our patterns, gaining insight, making connections between past and present. All of this is truly valuable. But you can understand something completely with your mind and still be living with it in your body. I know I shouldn't feel this way. How many times have you said that? I know it's irrational. I know they are not going to leave me. I know I did a good job on the project, but that knowing doesn't change the feeling, does it? Because the feeling isn't coming from your rational adult brain. The feeling is coming from a much older, deeper place in you. It's coming from your body, from your nervous system, from your subconscious mind, from the inner child who learned something about the world before they could even speak. So this is why we need to involve the body. We need to speak, understand, and be aware of that younger part in a language that they understand. The language of sensation, gentle touch, regulated co-regulation, and safety felt in the moment. So how do you do all this? How do we meet this inner child in the body somatically? First, we learn to notice. We become curious observers of our own physical experience. When a strong emotion comes up, let's say anxiety, instead of immediately trying to think your way out of it, we pause and we ask, where do I feel this in my body? What is the quality of it? Is it tight, hot, cold, or shaky? Then we get curious about the age of this sensation. Now, this might sound strange, but bear with me. Sometimes when we really drop into a bodily experience, there is a sense that it's not coming from our adult self. It feels younger, more raw, and more vulnerable, if that's the right word. Now, our clients say things like, this fear in my belly, it feels like it belongs to a 5-year-old. Or, when I feel this smallness in my chest, I feel like I'm about 7. So they are connecting with the part of themselves that first encoded this response. And once we have made contact, we don't try to fix or change anything immediately. We simply offer our presence. We offer what the younger part might not have received at the time, which is attention, acknowledgement, and compassion. And here's the beautiful thing. When we offer this kind of attuned attention to a part of ourselves that's been waiting, sometimes for decades, something begins to shift. The body starts to relax, the nervous system begins to settle, and the inner child feels seen. Now, this brings us to a concept I work with a lot, reparenting. Now, before you think, great, more blame for my parents. So this is not about that. Most of our parents did the best they could with what they had. So this is not about blame, it's about completion. Because here's the reality, no parent is perfect. No childhood is without its gaps. Every one of us, to some degree, has unmet needs from our early years. Things we needed and we didn't get. Consistent presence, validation of our emotions, unconditional acceptance, and safety to express ourselves. But the good news is, we can provide these things for ourselves now. We can become the good parent to our own inner child. We can learn to offer ourselves the nurturing, the protection, the unconditional positive regard that we needed. And when we do this somatically, when we actually place a hand on our heart while feeling vulnerable, when we wrap our arms around ourselves, when we speak kindly to that part inside, we are not just thinking about reparenting, we are actually embodying it. We are giving the inner child a felt sense of being cared for, and that's what changes the nervous system. So before we move into our guided exploration, let me share some common signs that your inner child might be influencing your adult life, often without you realizing it. The most common one, people pleasing and difficulty saying no. So this often comes from a child who learned that their value depended on keeping others happy, on not being too much or too difficult. Then we have perfectionism and harsh self-criticism. This is often rooted in a child who felt they had to earn love through achievement, or who was criticized frequently. Then we have disproportionate reactions. When something relatively small triggers a huge emotional response, it's often because it's touched an old wound. The adult situation has activated a child's pain. And reflect on this in your own journeys. Something relatively small triggers a huge emotional response. Do I experience that? Then we have the fear of abandonment or rejection. The child who feared being left behind, who felt there's no stability in the house, who felt they might lose love at any moment, that can show up as clingy behavior, jealousy, constantly seeking reassurance in adult relationships, fears which are not rooted in any sort of reality. Then we also have difficulty receiving love or compliments. They don't really mean it, if they really knew me. Now, all this can stem from a child who didn't really truly feel seen or valued. And if any of these sound familiar to you, you're not alone, you're not broken, you're just carrying some old programming that no longer serves you. And let's start the process of updating them today. Now, in a moment, I'm going to guide you through a journey. We are going to use the body as a doorway to meet this younger part of ourselves. A few things to know before we begin. This can bring up emotion, and that's not only okay, it's often a sign that something meaningful is happening. If tears come, let them come. If anger comes, notice it. If nothing comes, that's fine too. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You are in control throughout. If anything feels too much, you can just stop. Ground yourself in the room. So now find a comfortable position. Sit up, lie down, eyes open, eyes closed. Whatever allows you to be open, receptive, and relaxed, find that for yourself. Now give yourself the gift of full attention. Now let's begin. Just take a moment now to arrive here with me. You've been moving through your day, through your week, through your life. And now just for a few minutes, you can just be here with your body present. Notice the support beneath you, the ground, the chair, the bed, the car seat, wherever. Feel how you're being held. So you don't have to hold yourself up right now. You can let something else take the weight. And just take 3 slow breaths with me now. Breathing in and out. Letting go of anything that you've been carrying. And again, breathing in and out. Feeling a little bit of softening. And one more breath in and more softening. Now just bring your attention to your body and start wherever feels natural. Perhaps your feet, your hands, and your belly. Just notice what's there without trying to change anything. Is there tension, softness, warmth, coolness, places that feel alive, and places that feel numb? As you scan through your body now, I want you to notice if there's anywhere that feels like it might be holding something. Some parts that feel heavy, tight, or somehow significant right now. It might be your chest, your throat, your stomach, or your shoulders. Don't force it. Just notice where your attention is drawn right now. And when you find that place, gently rest your attention there. Like you'd place your hand on a friend's shoulder, just be with it. Now get curious about this sensation. What is its quality? Is it sharp or dull? Is it moving or still? Does it have a color, a texture, or a temperature? You don't have to figure it out. Just be present with it, the way you'd be present with a child who's upset. You don't need to fix anything. You're just here, witnessing, acknowledging. And now very gently ask yourself, how old does this sensation feel? If this part of your body could speak, if this feeling had an age, what might it be? Don't dismiss anything, don't think too hard, and don't look or wait for an answer. It might come as a number, an image, a sense, or even this feels young, this feels like a child. That's fine too. Whatever comes is right for you, remember that. Now I'd like you to imagine, in whatever feels natural, that you can see this younger version of yourself. For some of you, you might see them clearly. For some of you, it might be more just a felt sense. however they appear to you is perfect. Just notice this child, which may be an image, a sensation, a warmth, a feeling, a number, a color, or just a knowing in your body. What do they seem to be feeling? And notice how they are holding their body. Are their shoulders hunched? Are they making themselves small? Are they turned away? Or looking at you with hope, suspicion, or need? Let your adult self look at this child with compassion. This is you. This is a part of you that has been carrying something, perhaps for a very long time. Now I'd like you to approach this child gently at whatever pace feels safe for you. You might kneel down so you're at their level, or sit nearby. Give them space if they need it. Move closer if they want you near. Now, silently or out loud, we'll let them know you're here. You might say something like, I see you. I am here now. You are not alone anymore. I see you. I am here now. You are not alone anymore. Notice how the child responds. Notice how your body responds. Do they soften? Do they move closer? Do they stay guarded? Whatever their response, it makes sense. They might need time to trust. Now ask them gently, what do you need? What did you need back then that you didn't get? What did you need? What did you need back then that you didn't get? And now listen. Not with your thinking mind, but with your heart and with your body. Just listen. What are they showing you? Maybe they needed to be held. Maybe they needed to hear that they were enough. Maybe they needed someone to say, it wasn't your fault. Maybe they just needed someone to stay. Now, in your physical body, I invite you to offer yourself what this child needed. If they needed to be held, you might wrap your arms around yourself now, crossing them over your chest, or maybe placing your hands on your body where it feels most soothing. If they needed a gentle touch, place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Feel the warmth of your palms. If they needed to hear something, say it to yourself now. You are loved. You are safe. You are enough. Exactly as you are. You are loved. You are safe. You are enough. exactly as you are. You are loved, you are safe, you are enough, exactly as you are. Feel these words landing in your body, not just in your mind. Let them sink into the cells, the tissues that have been holding this for so long. And now notice what happens. Emotion, relief, or resistance. Whatever is here, welcome it. Now, before we close this journey, I'd like you to make a promise to this younger part of yourself. Look at them first. This child who has waited so long to be seen, and let them know, I won't abandon you again. I won't forget that you're here. When you need me, I'll listen. I'll check in with you. I'll take care of you the way you deserve to be taken care of. I won't abandon you again. I won't forget you're here. When you need me, I will listen. I'll check in with you. I'll take care of you the way you deserved to be taken care of. And now feel the weight of this promise. Feel it in your body. This is a commitment to yourself, to your own healing, to the relationship you're building with the most vulnerable parts of who you are. And now, if it feels right in your own way, imagine taking this child's hand, holding them, simply letting them know that they can rest now, that you've got this, that you're strong enough to carry them, protect them, and love them. Now, gently let the image of your inner child begin to soften. And if you were just having an experience in your body, just start to come back to yourself. The inner child is not going anywhere. They live within you. They're always accessible. Bring your awareness back to your body now. If your hands are on your body now, feel the contact, the comfort of your own touch. Now take 3 grounding breaths. Bring your awareness back to the space around you. Notice the sensations, the feeling of the ground beneath you. If you want, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe a gentle stretch. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them now. So welcome back. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being brave enough to meet that younger part of yourself. What you've just done, it's not small. It is the beginning of a relationship that can transform your life. You might feel tender after this, you might feel emotional or peaceful or nothing at all. Your system is processing in its own way, in its own time. And in the coming days, I would encourage you to just check in with your inner child. When you notice a strong emotion, just pause and ask, where is this coming from? How old does this feel? And when you're being hard on yourself, imagine what you'd say to a child in that situation. Would you speak to them in a way that you speak to yourself? So this work is not done in any single meditation. It's a practice, a relationship, and a homecoming. So take good care of yourself and that little younger part inside of you. They've been waiting a long time for you to show up, and today you did. So thank you very much for joining me, and namaste.